Hey, this is Stacia, and we are going to now look at my round two game. Played at the Joya Memorial Chess Tournament. Um, I lost my first round to Abhinav, and in a Queen's Gambit accepted that kind of went wrong in the opening a bit. And, well, so I got paired with a 1500, and this is not a dismay just because of the rating. It's more of a dismay. Actually, I love this kid. He's a kid. That's number one. I think he's a sixth grader, but he also was in a class and a camp. And well, I know him and his mom. They're wonderful people. But it is disturbing to me that I taught him in the intermediate class at a school called Menlo Park Academy. And intermediate kids are ones that are just learning tactics. Like they know how the pieces move, they just learned all the rules of chess, and now it's time to show them what a fork is and what a skewer is, etc. Well, it's 4 years later, and this kid's 1500, and he's probably better at tactics than me. And well, I know that he's going to beat me at some point. And I thought, wow, is today the day? Well, let's find out. All right. So here we go. I played e4. He went e5. I actually have this game memorized. I played knight to f3. He went knight c6. I went bishop c4 and bishop to c5. So I was like, would Scotty Robinson memorize, like actually research my openings and prepare for me? I thought, not a chance. No. No, he would not. So I played b4, Evans Gambit. Bishop takes b4, c3, bishop a5. And now d4. Let's break in the center. E takes d4. And now castles is fine. But I really like throwing in this move sometimes. Queen b3. Because it is a tempo on the f7 pawn. The downside of this move, however, is that after they defend with like queen e7, castles, for example, you know, black can play stuff like bishop e6. It doesn't look like a threatening move, but the idea is to clear the a5 square for knight to a5. That's annoying. That's very annoying. So, but this is sort of the main line. Okay, but queen b3, queen e7, castles, d takes c3. Okay, so let's talk about this move for a second. Evans Gambit, right? It's a gambit. It's a well-respected gambit. Now, they might not play it at the highest level, but many excellent players have played this, including Bobby Fischer, Paul Morphy, Adolf Anderson. Adolf Anderson's like most treasured game ever was in Evans Gambit. It's, as far as gambits go, it's pretty sound. It's pretty sound. So if you go grabbing more material, you better know what you're doing because you're wasting time, right? Like, where was that pawn? Here. Like, that's a lot of turns just to take on c3 and help me develop my knight. So I don't like that move, d takes c3. I think it's a kind of a mistake. And now knight to f6. Now, I was hoping and praying for this move, to be honest with you all, because I'm very familiar with a game played by Bobby Fischer with the white pieces against Dr. Ruben Fine. I even have a video on that game on my channel. That was when I first analyzed it and learned it. I have since shown it to several students and taught it. I've even taught it in classrooms. So I know the game. It's pretty much committed to memory. And we follow the game. You're not going to believe it, but we do. But I'll also explain quickly why the moves are good. So after knight to f6, the point is that black is like, hey, look, I'm 2 pawns up. I'm going to castle next. You know, try and prove that I'm not okay. Go ahead. you know, and for all I know, Scotty Robinson knows all this, and he was putting up a challenge for me. But I really like the move knight to d5 here. This was played by Fisher. It attacks the queen, so you can't castle. Gotta take that, right? Now we don't take with the bishop, because after bishop takes, castles. Okay, I don't know if we have enough compensation for 2 pawns. I kind of doubt it. So instead, it's all about the initiative. So we take with a pawn. Now if you castle, I'll take your knight. Okay, so he went knight e5. This is what Dr. Rubin Fine played as well. Now take your knight. If you want to castle, you're down a knight. Gotta recapture, right? Bishop e2. Go ahead and castle. I'll take your queen. So the point of this game and why I thought it was great for classrooms is that it just shows the power of the initiative and keeping the initiative. So every single move that white is playing is aiding in development. Yeah, we blocked our battery. That's a slight concession, but look at black's position, right? Look at black's position. Their king's on e8. Oops. That's not what I want to do. Hang on a second. I mean, their queen's attacked on e5. They're lined up. Rook e1 could come. The only good piece in the game is the bishop on a5, and it's vulnerable there. It's unprotected. Black still cannot castle. Black can't move their bishop. They can't move their rooks. So, you know, is this compensation for 2 pawns? Yeah, and then some, I think. I think maybe and then some. But we'll find out. So my opponent played queen d6, and finally I'm out of book. This is not the move that Dr. Rubin Fine played. Rubin Fine played the move queen g5, because he understood that the g-pawn was being attacked. Now, was Scotty letting me take that, or did he overlook it? I don't know. We may never know. But he played this move, which looks, you know, suspicious. But okay, it's time for me to finally start playing the game and not just pulling from memory. And I did think for like, I don't know, 20 minutes. I had all my time still. So I thought for like 20 minutes or something. And I came up with a move here that I thought was very interesting. So if you want to pause your video, I would like you to decide what you would play as white in this position to try and win right now. Okay, so I'll give you some of the things that I thought about. Oh, and I'm sorry, I do this every single time. Of course, we're going to take here. Now, rook g8. Now, this next move is the one that really matters, right? Because the bishop's hanging, and if we're not precise now, black might find some way to untangle. I'm not exactly sure how, to be honest. It'll still be a challenge, but they could. Now, I thought if I play check, takes, check. After king d8, I wasn't exactly sure what to do. I would love to play this move because that would be checkmate. But then the queen takes the bishop, and it just doesn't work. So then I looked at queen e3 check. I'm like, okay, maybe queen e3 check is good, right? Well, the first thing about queen e3 check, it could be queen e7, I thought. It's possible. Now, do I want to trade queens? I don't think so. So I wasn't really loving that. But maybe after queen e3 check, king over, queen g5 check. Now if queen e7, there's bishop here. If he takes, well, he can't really do that. Actually, this is bad, right? This is just bad because, no, I don't like this. Okay, these are some of the thoughts going through my head. So after rook g8, I came up with a move that I thought was really creative. Well, sort of. I mean, there was a very similar type of move played in the Bobby Fischer game, but I had to work everything out. I played the move queen to g3. This is a very tricky move. It doesn't look like it. It looks ridiculous. But, you know, I have intentions to sacrifice. I thought if he takes my queen, he will lose the game. And I was right, because this happened. So when he took on g3, I was like, okay, I think I win, right? Because rook e1 check. Okay, got to take that. Check. King d8. Bishop f6. You cannot block with the queen. You can try, but you will fail. So that, you know, he resigned. Like, I think after rook e1, he just resigned. But black doesn't have to take the queen. It's not exactly a forcing move, right? Like, it's just so ridiculous looking, which is part of what appealed to me too. Like, hey, I'm protecting my bishop, but I also stepped into a pin. And hey, I'm offering a queen trade when I'm the one attacking. It looks like it breaks two rules at once. But if he takes, we know he gets mated. Now, I thought there might be queen g6. But on queen g6, I thought I have check, takes, check, king d8. And then I thought, I could probably just play bishop f6 right away, because he has to take, and then we do this one. That's actually not what I was planning in the game. In the game, I was planning this move. Okay, I just won his queen, and then when he takes back, checkmate. So I like both versions. But he doesn't have to do either of those moves. Black has more options. And one option I really thought was he might play f5. This is what I thought. I thought if he goes f5, though, I mean, this position is just plain ridiculous. I think that I could figure out how to play from here and have a nice advantage. And that was true. The computer says over +3. But it actually does turn out that the other moves do work as well. So I'll turn on the engine because I don't remember. Yeah, the computer says this wins. Now, I thought after takes, king d8, I thought, ooh. Okay, there's bishop a3, which is interesting. Because if they take, we win a queen. But if they move out of the way, what then? Wow, it doesn't even want to take on g7. It's just amazing to me. This move looks so natural to me. Like, why wouldn't you play this? Okay, but even now this still wins. It's not mate, though. Even this wins. So if queen e7, they want rook a to e1. Okay, let's say they trade queens. I did not want to trade queens. Oh, it doesn't really work, because then we still have the e-file, right? Checkmate. Not saying I looked super close at that, but I did not realize that wins too. Yeah. But my move is creative, I thought. Of course, what I liked about this is I sacked 2 pawns, sacked my queen, sacked the exchange, and then checkmate. So, yeah, one of my better checkmates maybe, but also not, because I've seen all of these themes before. I mean, the game was practically memorized start to finish. I played one move on my own, basically, and after that, everything was forced. So, okay. Either it was brilliant or I just knew the game. Or both. But probably I just knew the game. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with the next one. Okay, bye.